you people do that.
Always you people.
Every day I need to say these same things.
Lady, if you have a problem with my skin, you can use the next stop.
I don't have a problem.
Then stop treating me like I'm not a person.
Be quiet.
No, I will not be quiet.
I mean,
you're not gonna bully me into silence, ma'am.
No.
I have rights to be here.
Can you listen to me?
No, I won't. You listen. You've been very rude. You have to stop it.
Okay, let's say you were forced to place a bet for all your money you had. You had to bet which demographic steals more, black people or white people. Who would you bet on? Let's be honest here.
What are you trying to do?
No, so if you had to like place a bet, if you were a betting woman.
I wouldn't know, to be honest. I don't know.
I don't ask racist questions.
You be asking all these racist questions. That's all questions you be asking all the girls. Ask all questions up.
I ask everyone.
Bro, you know what you be doing, bro. Ask me those questions.
Which question?
Whatever question you want to ask, bro. Ask.
I was asking people today about the transgender shooter.
No, I want to know about the black questions that you be asking these girls about the black people. You be out here trying to clown black people. Wow. Whatever you want to ask, don't get...
You're being insultive, and I think that's unfair.
Same rules is for everybody.
I didn't do nothing to you.
There is a sign somewhere.
My volume, you said...
You put the volume down.
You said my volume was loud. I said, I'm sorry. Brought it down.
Yeah, but
and you start talking about you people.
It doesn't...
Why should I turn off my phone for you?
It's not enough if you say
it's rude. It's rude. No. It's rude if you talk to me and be like, you people. That's rude. Don't do that to me. I don't know you.
Don't you do that to me.
I don't know you there.
I don't know you.
That's rude.
It doesn't. That's not the question. The question is the rules is for everybody.
My volume wasn't even
Same
loud.
rules for everybody.
I don't gotta turn off my phone for you. I'm sorry, did you
No,
my phone?
You don't need to. Close your phone, but put the volume down. That's the only question.
She's being racist right now.
Every time the same thing. If you say something, it's for hours.
Are you okay?
Can you stop it?
Did somebody hurt you?
Can you stop it? Yeah, you people do that.
Always
every
you
day.
people.
Every day I need to say these same things.
Lady, if you have a problem with my skin, you can use the next stop.
I don't have a problem.
Then stop treating me like I'm not a person.
Be quiet.
No, I will not be quiet.
I mean,
you're not gonna bully me into silence, ma'am.
No,
I have rights to be here.
Can you listen to me?
No, I won't. You listen. You've been very rude. You have to stop it.
So we were discriminated against at Verse in North Hollywood.
So basically we wanted to have like a cute little girls night out. We went to Verse. We went in there as packed as usual. Normally when we go, we always get a table. We have dates. It's a good night.
We don't got dates. Hold on.
Okay, so yeah, we walk in, we're like, okay, the bar is packed. Okay, so we're like, let's go to the bathroom, or I said, let's go to the bathroom because I already gotta pee. And we see this guy that was sitting by the bar in the bathroom because it's a co-ed bathroom, and he was like, hey, I seen you guys looking for seating. Me and my friends were about to leave soon, so as soon as we leave, there's 3 seats. You guys can have them. You know, you guys will be good to go. So I'll flag you when I leave.
Okay, so boom, now we're at the bar. He gets up, we sit down, we're happy.
But you forgot to tell him it was 3 seats at the bar. It was
3 seats at the bar. So me and her sit down, we order our drinks. A blonde woman comes immediately in the 3rd seat. We don't know who she is, she just sits down, whatever. We order our drinks. I swear, like 5 minutes later, Daniel, who is a new manager, comes over and says, hey, ladies, we have reservations for the bar. These 2 seats are taken, so you need to take your drinks and go over there up against the wall and have your drink.
Reservations for the bar, you guys. It is a bar full of people. And out of all the people at the bar, he comes up to us 2. We are the only 2 at the bar in this entire bar of people. So I had to say, so you mean there's reserved seating for these exact seats? What about the lady next to us? Because
so then he then says, I don't know what her situation is. We don't either, but the point is you came over to us in a very aggressive manner.
Yeah, it wasn't even nice.
You didn't have to say take your drinks and go over there up against the wall. At least say, hey ladies, we are taking reservations for the bar. I know you just ordered your drinks. If you can have your drinks, these 2 are taken, maybe we'll find you a seat somewhere else. Doesn't do that. Just says, get your drink and go over there.
Under the wall. Yeah, you're.
So Alan comes over and he just seems combative. And all we want to do is explain the fact that you guys are making a scene at these two black women who are at the bar just trying to order our drinks.
Yeah.
If you just take care of our drinks, we'll leave. At this point, I don't want to spend any money here. I really don't want to be here. But since you've already caused this scene, take care of our drinks and then we'll leave.
Yeah, they definitely caused a scene.
Mm-hmm. Manager never comes back. Nobody comes back. We're waiting. So at this point, we're not touching our drinks. I don't want to take a sip. I don't want to spend any money here. They're going to have to figure out that part.
Yeah, because we had ordered drinks early on. So the bartender sees that we're literally not touching our drinks. It's been like 20 minutes. No manager ever comes back. So the bartender, his name was Tab. He was very cool.
Tab was so sweet.
The only bartender that was very genuine and real there. And he was like, hey, ladies, do you want some shots? It's on me. Because he's seen we didn't want to even touch your drinks. And we're like, you know what? At this point, why not?
So we gather our things and we leave. Before I left, this is how I know their names, because I asked him. I tapped Alan on the shoulder and asked for his name and he told me. And then Daniel very sarcastically was like, ladies, you have a great evening. It wasn't necessary, but we will have a great evening. And also, if you are black people, have you been to Verse and did you have this type of experience?
Yeah, we want to know, because we've been to this place before, but like I said, different circumstances. But I just felt targeted. I felt like it was because we were black. I absolutely do. We were like pretty much the only ones in there. And it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. We didn't feel welcome. We came there to spend money and we were very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. Will not be back. And
will not.
And want to know, did any other black people have this experience at Verse LA in North Hollywood?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being told the entire time that you were growing up that you were second class to a specific race, constantly getting gaslit about the horrendous shit that you and your ancestors went through, getting told that you're always overreacting, that you're always bringing up the past, that it was a long time ago. And imagine that one superior race who thinks that they're better than everybody else tries to flip it on to you, how you guys are actually the savages, how you guys are actually the ones that are the issue. You're starting to put the pieces together? Great. Now you know what it's like to be black. Being black in America is honestly so exhausting, because you can't talk about the past because, oh, then you're talking about race. Oh, all you talk about is race. Oh, that happened so many years ago. But then once you stop talking about race and you just are minding your business amongst your own people, they still come over here and bother you. It is literally so insane. Black people cannot win in this country, bro. And that's why I tell y'all to do whatever it is that we want to do. Because white people honestly feel very threatened and very intimidated by us. So the only thing you can do is live your best black life. They hate to see us thriving. Oh well, we'll cry about it.
African immigrants do not view racism the same way as Black Americans, because we were looking at it from two completely different perspectives. Africans grew up in majority black nations with black culture, black leadership, and black everything being the norm on a day-to-day basis. It's not the core part of their identity because everyone is majority black when they look around. Black is the default. Off rip, they are not looking at things through a racial lens. But black people in America look at everything through a racial lens because we are the minority in a country that was built off of our oppression. And the entire system was designed not only to exclude us, but to capitalize off of that exclusion. So systemic oppression is the struggle that Black Americans are dealing with on the home front. Struggles that people are dealing with in Africa are due to a failing or underdeveloped system. Poverty, corruption, lack of opportunity, economic instability, which is really the legacy of colonialism and neocolonialism. So in their minds, they see America as having a functioning system. They see America as full of opportunity compared to back in Africa. So they come here and they focus on individual advancement, where Black Americans see the system as being historically and currently rigged against us. We are not immigrants. We are people from whom system was explicitly built to oppose. They often see racism as individual prejudice, personal act of meanness or ignorance that can be overcome or ignored on their path to success. Where Black people understand that it is systemically embedded feature of law, institution, and economic that create a barrier far beyond individual prejudice. And I think a lot of the disagreement comes from not understanding what something means to be systemic. When something is systemic, a pattern behavior or a culture that is repetitive that many people are perpetuating. Because there are many people in America who are racist and have anti-Black sentiment, and they encompass various positions and roles in America, it makes racism systemic. The system is not a machine, but the individuals who make up the machine. Since so many people are racist, the issue is systemic. They have embedded their personal prejudices into the system. Not only that, are passing down this ideology to their offspring, which makes it more systemic. Anyways, so because of the hurdles that they faced back home, they often see what Black Americans go through as trivial or frivolous or not as hard as compared to what they went through back home. That's where the ideology that Black Americans are lazy comes from, because they face national systemic instability in their homelands. But what they are not understanding is that what Africa is going through is a core function of systemic racism. It is systemic racism on a global scale. Systemic instability for Black Americans is internal. It's redlining, it's mass incarceration, it's police brutality, it's education inequity. But for Africa, it's the deliberate underdevelopment of the entire continent that is primarily populated by Black people. It's the European powers carving up the continent with no regards for ethnic, linguistic, or cultural boundaries, and the creation of artificial nations primed for internal conflict. It's the exploitation used by Western corporations and financial institutions like IMF and the World Bank, pillaging resources and dictating economic policy through debt. This is economic racism on a global scale. The ideology that justified slavery in America, the belief in white supremacy, and the inferiority of Black people is the exact same ideology that justified the colonization of Africa. Africans say, I came over here and succeeded, why can't you? They are comparing overcoming poverty caused by global anti-racism, anti-Blackness, i.e. colonialism, to the Black American experience of overcoming poverty by domestic anti-Black racism. We are battling the monsters created by the same beast, white supremacy. One monster was unleashed abroad to destabilize and plunder nations. The other was built at home to control and exploit the population. Defeating one does not mean the other does not exist. It just means you're fighting in a different arena. Anyways, if you're new here, welcome. Almost my entire page is dedicated to deconstructing white supremacy. And this particular topic is the foundation of a new theory that I'm working on called the diasporic division stratagem. And this video is already too long, but I already have an entire playlist dedicated to it, and I will be expanding upon it soon. But basically, the gist of it is white supremacy created all of this friction between Black Americans and people of the diaspora so that we would never come together and fight global white supremacy. But we actually have more in common than we have apart. And our main fight will always be against white supremacy. And I want us to always remember that.
I decided to go out with some friends yesterday, and I really wanted to dance, but instead of dancing with the regular people that I dance with, I decided to, just try to make new connections and make new friends. So I saw two women at the bar dancing, having a good time. I say, hey, would you guys like to dance with me? They're like, yeah, let's go dance. So we all go to the dance floor, and then there's two girls dancing, and they're so beautiful, like they're having such a great time. And then eventually they join with us, and now there's 5 of us dancing. 2 more girls come out of the restroom, and they're like so hype, and now it's 7 of us dancing, and we're all dancing together. And when I tell you, the energy was just high, and it was just very, very beautiful. All of us were Black. So beautiful to see, different types of Black women, different types of Black beauty. Like, it was truly beautiful to be a part of that. You can see that some people were actually admiring it as well. you know, sitting in their sections, like you can see some people were actually just admiring all of us having a great time. Well, suddenly this guy comes into the circle with this blonde girl, and he nudges me out of the way with his back and the woman that was next to me, because like I said before, we were in a circle. He nudges the woman next to me with his back. He nudges me and he starts twirling this blonde girl around in a circle like some sort of like a prop. You know, I thought that maybe I was just reading into things until I looked around me and everybody else was so confused, like, what is going on? Because the vibes were off. It was just really, really off, you know? We just were trying to really understand what was going on. You know, the guy, he wasn't smiling at anyone. He didn't say hi to anyone. He was just looking at the blonde girl, and the blonde girl didn't say hi to anyone, didn't look up at anyone. She just like twirled in the circle and then they left. And that was just very, very strange, you know? Like, they weren't dancing with us at all. The vibes were off. Things went back to normal after they left, and we all started enjoying each other's time and just really vibing and having a great time. Now, I'm saying all this to say this is what Black women, including myself, experience from time to time. Not all the time. If you are Black, you will know, because for some reason, certain non-Black people feel the need to try to humble you, you know? And what's so funny is that another thing that I notice, now this happens to me personally with white women and Hispanic women. Not all, okay? Not all. I'm not saying all women, I'm not saying all non-Black women are racist, but I'm saying that some are. Some at least feel like they're superior. Every single time that I go out to a cocktail bar, I get hair flipped directly in my face. There's this mindset that certain non-Black women have where they believe that we want their hair. I understand, because of history and white supremacy, that a lot of people believe that they are actually superior, you know, and better than Black people. The world is starting to wake up as to why slavery even existed in the first place, and it's not because Black people were inferior. It's not. You know, at night I got hair flipped in my face behind this white girl. She looked over her shoulder, saw that I was behind her, and flipped her hair directly in my face. We were taught to not like our hair. We were taught to not like our hair. Like, what is the reason why people try to put a whole race down, you know, make them feel inferior? No one robs an empty home. I'm on here to speak for myself and my experiences, and for the experiences that I know other Black women go through. We never wanted to be white. We never wanted to be white. We never wanted to look white. If a Black woman hates anything about herself, it's because she was taught to hate it. It's because she was taught to minimize herself. And whether people like to hear it or not, it needs to be heard. At the same time that I get hair flipped in my face, those same girls will have this done and lip filler and, you know, all of the facial enhancements and surgical procedures that come naturally with being Black. And I just want to make it clear that I don't absorb any of this. It's mainly just an observation. It's kind of inevitable for me to not experience this because I am Black. And the more and more it's not talked about, the more we can't bring awareness to it. When I go out to genuinely have a good time and make the most of the moment. I don't go out flipping my hair in people's faces, barring my way, being rude, and inserting myself in spaces to try to, you know, get people to react to me. All the people that love to do this to try to see if they can get a reaction out of Black women, it is so apparent and obvious. Like, nobody there was like, or like, that's what I was talking about. Like, and it was embarrassing because people realize it's a projection, you know? It doesn't look like, I'm blonde and I'm better than you. It looks like, please be jealous of me. That's what it looks like.
I don't know about everyone, but like me having that talk with my daughter about, you know, people calling her skin weird, ugly. She goes to a predominantly, you know, white nursery. Most of the children there are Caucasian, but like, I never ever thought in this day and age that, you know what I mean, like kids would be coming out with that. Kids would be coming out with those kind of things to other kids, and it just makes me feel really sad that my daughter's going through that. And I just wanted to talk to her and kind of, you know, get it out there, because it just doesn't make you feel good. Like, it doesn't make you feel good as a parent. It doesn't make you feel happy. It makes you actually feel sad. Like, it makes me feel sad that my daughter's actually coming home and telling me things that she doesn't really even understand, but it shows from such a young age that, you know, children notice things and say things to each other, and it's just really made me sad. So, you know, I wanted to kind of have a talk with her and just show her that she's beautiful, tell her that she's beautiful, and, you know, just kind of make her feel okay, because she was really sad about that and she didn't understand it. Like, it's my skin, like, why is it weird, why is it ugly? It's just really sad. But yeah, tell me if any of you guys have had something like that, where, you know, your child's come home and just said to you, like, just, you know, something you didn't ever think you would hear, like 3-year-olds talking about ugly skin and stuff like that. It's just weird.
You know, if you're black and live in America, you will always have a story about an experience that you had with blatant racism. So for those of you who don't know, I served in the United States Air Force. So the year is 1984, and I had been accepted to start boot camp for the Air Force, but I needed to wait for another 6 weeks. So during the time that I'm waiting to start Air Force, I take this temporary job through a temp agency. And the temp agency calls me and they say, we have an assignment for you at a law firm. So I prepare myself, and I'm always very professional, and I put on my professional attire, and I show up to the assignment. So when I get to the assignment, it's a very small husband and wife law firm. And so I arrive early, and I walk into the law firm, and I am met with the wife. And I say to her, I'm here from blah, blah temp agency. And she had an expression on her face that I had never seen before. But this feeling came through my body. So she was a middle-aged white woman, and her husband had not gotten to the office yet. So she tells me to have a seat. Now, this assignment was for me to sit in their front office as a receptionist. The receptionist who worked there on a permanent basis went out on maternity leave, so they went to a temp agency, okay? So she goes in an office that's adjacent to the receptionist area, and I could hear her. She didn't know I could hear her, but I could hear her on the phone, and she had called her husband, and she's trying to figure out how they're gonna deal with this person in their front office. Shortly after, her husband arrives to the office, and he greets me, and then he goes in the office with his wife, and they try and gently let me know that my assignment has been terminated and that they have reached out to the temp agency. And I think I was there for no more than 30 minutes to an hour. Not one customer had arrived or anything of the sort. And I remember going home to my mom, and I was just like really confused. And you got to understand, I was 19 years old at the time, 18, 19. And I had never been so blatantly, treated in such a way. And so I told her what happened, and she gave me a really good talk about, being black in America, and that this is the first of many situations that I'm going to have to unfortunately deal with. And in today's climate, it's much different than it was back when I was 19. We don't tolerate those types of behaviors We speak out more. There's a lot more laws in place, and a lot of things that I don't know. I can't really say that it has diminished racism, but there's a lot more protections in place. Let me just say it that way. The reason I'm sharing this story today is that throughout my life, you know, I'm going to be 60 here, and all of the successes that I've had in life, you know, I went on to serve in the Air Force, and I had a very successful career. I worked my way up to a vice president at my organization, all kinds of things. But I never, ever forgot the look on that woman's face. And throughout my life and my career, I have seen that look. I've seen that look in the grocery store. I've seen that look, you know, just walking down the street. I've seen that look at events. I know the look. We all know the look. Then to share my experience of blatant racism, and that when you see the look or you get that feeling that I got in the law office that day, it's a real thing. It's not your imagination. It's a real thing. Anyway, I love you guys. Have a great day.
We are all racist. Every single one of us who look like me, who are watching this video, we are racist. And let me explain what I mean by that, because if you would have told me that a few years ago, I would have come out of my corner swinging, saying, no way, I am not. I have worked in the criminal justice system for decades, and I've seen the systemic racism there and fought against it. I have biracial children, and I have seen the way the world looks at my children who are of a minority race versus my children who look like me. And I would have said, no way. But here is the thing. The more I learn, the more I realize just how much I don't know. Because there are two types of racism. There's the kind of racism that comes from the hate in your heart, and I don't have that. I never have, and I suspect very many of you don't have it either. But there is another kind of racism that comes from ignorance, and that abounds in my life. Even me, who thought that I knew a lot about seeing systemic racism. But here's what I've learned. The more I learn, the more I realize how unintentionally racist I have been in so many things. And it is on us now, white people, to educate ourselves. We're never going to fully grasp what it means to live in a world where you are the minority and where the system has been set up for hundreds and hundreds of years to benefit people who look like me and to oppress people who look like my children. But we have got to educate ourselves. I'm going to start listing several books and documentaries that I've been watching to educate myself. And I hope any of you who really want this world to be a better place, we have got to start with the foundation that all men and women are created equal. And we have got to set new rules for how we move in this society if we're going to have that. I need to apologize to the friends, the clients, the people I interacted with for so many years, because I thought I wasn't racist, and I'm not, as far as the part that comes out of hate. But the part that is born from ignorance, I'm sorry, I should have done better, and I am learning. For those of you who are watching this who are minorities, please put your advice in the comments. Books, documentaries, movies, or just your life experiences. I want to learn, and I want to help others learn, because I don't want you or your children or my children to live in a world that is designed to fail them. Okay, so let's start this series of educating ourselves in order to make this world a better place. Go love your neighbor.
Stop using racism as a way to bond with other white people. And it's something that it doesn't matter where you live in this country. It is so deeply ingrained in society that you will find it. And that's happened with me a lot, is going out and about and people just assuming that I'm conservative, especially when I'm in places in California, and just immediately talking shit, immediately mentioning someone's race when it has nothing to do with the story. Talking about how the area is getting seedier because more people of color are around. Calling an area ghetto, using that term to describe anything that's associated with black or brown people. Or even talking about about the most recent DEI hire at your company, those are all examples of racism. Or making ridiculous jokes where race is the punchline, or where being sexist is the punchline. If you participate in these behaviors, you are absolutely enabling bigotry, and you are part of the problem. Even if you're just placating them, you don't actually think it's funny and you think it's wrong, you don't fucking say something, you are a coward, and you are also enabling the problem. You are also adding to white supremacy, even though you're not trying to. If someone is trying to bond with you over racism, fucking shut it down and do not talk to this person again. Racism is a social contagion, and you can play your part to stop it.
So guys, the reason I'm doing this video is, one, that many people, and this is mostly a case with the white people and let's say other races as well, they keep pulling this card of, black people are always complaining. They're always bringing back something that was is long gone, like slavery and whatever the forefathers and ancestors had to go through. And they feel like it's justified to say, and if you think of it as someone that doesn't know what Black history is, it starts to make a little bit of sense, they're thinking, why are Black people still talking about it? And it's been 500 years since slavery was a thing. So they do not understand why people have to always talk about it. And I have seen them, most of them actually, in my comment section. They come to give me advice on why I should stop talking about these things. They're long gone, they're long due, these are things that expired a long time ago, and we should get over it, And it feels so bad, especially when someone says, get over it, yeah? You do not get over something that was inflicted on you without your consent, without your knowledge, without you wanting it. And then suddenly when it's affecting you and your generations, and it is like something that is in your DNA, yeah? It's like it's in your DNA. And it is actually, because trauma, as we keep saying, is passed down the same way DNA is passed down. Black people have grown in homes where their grandparents talk about how bad it was in the past. Their parents have gone through things. So as they grow, they're being told all these things. They're being told how to be careful out there, how to not do this and not do that, how not to associate with this and that, how to carry themselves, how to be fearful. They're almost taught how to feel sorry for them existing. Because America, and white America especially, has made them feel like a mistake. Like they were not supposed to be there, and suddenly it's something that the whole world has to deal with, It's like they're being done a favor, them existing, which is absolutely not correct. Now, when you talk to someone like that, someone that has all these things in their head and they're carrying all these every single day, and when they try to just talk about it to ease and feel a little bit better about themselves, you come up with that, get over it. When you decide to hurt someone, you're not in any moral position to decide for them how long they're going to take to heal. You don't choose for them a timeline within which they're supposed to heal. Black people will heal. They will heal. But it's only until they themselves say it out loud. Once they say that it's long gone and it's a thing of the past and now they're okay, then that will be it. But it's been 400 years, thereabout. Why don't you think they have said that yet? It's because they're still enduring the same thing that they're supposed to be healing from. They're being discriminated upon. And when they say these things, especially on those occasions when you've been belittled and someone has been racist towards you, yet you did not gather evidence, video evidence or voice of evidence, no one is going to believe you. That's when they start saying black people just like complaining. They like being the focal point. They like attention, yeah? They crave attention. They like to be at the center of everything. They're not complaining. They're just saying this and this is uncomfortable. But nobody listens. Nobody cares that this is how they feel. Nobody even wants to know, to pay attention to what they're saying. They're dismissed. The kind of dismissing that makes you not to want to say a thing next time. Now we have lots and lots of those that keep everything that happens to them to themselves. They go to schools with such people. They go to workplaces and there is always one or two person of that sort. And they just deal with it in silence every single day. And it's worse when that person that is racist towards you is even at the top position. And now you're just there living at the masses of people. White America has made Black America very hard for people to stay. It has made their lives miserable, and the moment you start saying they need to get over it, they need to find something new, you know, that's old, you have been talking about it for ages, and you see they do not see the correlation when things happen. They do not see correlation. To them, they think and feel like they're just doing things the normal way, you know, they're just correcting you, but they do not pay attention to where you have come from, how long it has taken you to be even a person that can board a train with any white person, you know. There's a lot of work that has been put in there. A black person wakes up every single day hoping that everything will be okay. That is not how it's supposed to be. People are supposed to live their lives as if it is their own life, without a care in the world, without fearing, without having to, you know, be extra careful. Why are you being extra careful? You should be able to just live life as a free person, the free person that you are. But white America cannot allow that to happen to them. And why? Because they know that if these people are free, if these people are let to just live their lives comfortably, they're going to blow up in every single avenue and sectors in that country. Black people don't know a lot of things, but when it comes to shining at something, they do it in 100%. Be it technology, be it beauty, whatever field, medicine. When a black person is decided to achieve something, they do it. They have an option. They have only two options: to do it or do it. The white person knows that. And they make sure that they never give the black person a chance, a little ounce of chance to do that. They do not allow them to bring that to life because they know how destabilized that will make them. Their whole lives, everything that is, the system, everything, it's just as strong because the black person has not been given chance. And when they're given a chance, it's limited, yeah? They're not allowed to just be free and do everything that they want to do. They're limited in a lot of senses. The white man must have been a very evil person, because for sure it does not cost so much. It doesn't cost anything to just live and let live. Guys, I know you have things to say. Leave that in the comment section below. Share with us. Let's know what you have experienced as racism that is very recent, because I'm doing this video because most of these people keep saying, you know, it doesn't happen anymore. Racism, stop racism is it's an old thing. It's not something to be talked about right now. It's a thing of the past. Is racism really a thing of the past? If not, kindly leave a comment. Let us know what happened to you recently, or to your friends or family. Any story that you've had recently that made you feel like this thing is really happening still. Now, from those comments, they that keep saying we should stop talking about this should be able to know now for a fact that this is on, and it has been for a very long time, and it's not about ranting, it's just saying it as it is. Guys, if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly consider subscribing. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for choosing to be here today, and I hope to see you more and more on my videos. Returning subscribers, thank you. You always make my days beautiful, and you encourage me to keep going while making this kind of content. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like it a little bit more, you know what to do. Give this video super thanks, and I hope that you also keep safe. I'll see you on my next video, guys. Bye for now.